Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs there, and this is why if Kushina survived part 2. Last time we left off with Naruto and his team, Team 7, Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke actually being able to pass the bell test. And yeah, it's the next day. Everyone goes to the Hokage office and they get their mission. It's a D-rank mission to find the cat, and Naruto's like, yeah, fine. I mean, if this is the only way to become a real ninja, I'll have to do this. And they do this for a month until Naruto's like, do we really have to do this again? And Kakashi's like, well, I mean, yeah. And Naruto's like, can we not find something else to do? And just saying, in this 1 month, Naruto has been training extra hard to perfect his skills using the flying Raijin and use it just like his father, and also use the Rasengan more efficiently instead of using so much chakra in it. Since the Rasengan that Naruto did against Kakashi, it really hurt Kakashi, but of course Kakashi was able to get away was able to dodge a bit of it, but enough to not get him injured severely. And if Naruto wants to use it like in a friendly fight or anything, he needs to learn how to use it with less chakra, and he actually was able to, so his chakra control actually increased a lot. And just saying, Naruto's not friends with Kurama yet, so he doesn't have KCM. And yeah, so Naruto asks the third Hokage, hey Lord Third, can we have a C rank or B rank mission? And Hiruzen is like, I'm not sure if you're ready yet. Just saying, Hiruzen doesn't know that Naruto knows the flying Raijin and the Rasengan. And then and then Sasuke's like, yeah Lord Third, and I'm tired as well of D rank missions. I'm sure our team is strong enough to do a C rank at least. And Sasuke's keeping a cool head, and Naruto's like, yeah, exactly. See, even Sasuke's saying that. And then Hiruzen looks at Kakashi, and Kakashi just nods, and then he's like, oh, fine then. I'll give you a C ranked mission, because B ranks are too hard. Anyways, you can come in now, Mr. Tazuna, the third Hokage said. And Tazuna walks in, and of course, this time he doesn't really make a joke. He's like, he just says, oh, these brats are protecting me. Huh. I thought you ninjas were better than this. And Naruto's actually kind of got pissed, because remember, he has Kushina's. He's basically the normal Naruto, just way stronger and more educated. Just that when someone insults him, he doesn't let it slide, and he's like, also, you think we're not worthy to protect you, or just to escort you to the next land? And Tazuna's like, what if we get attacked, kid? And Naruto's like, he just said, what if we get attacked? And Naruto's like, why should we get attacked if this is a C ranked mission? Or maybe you're lying about the rank of the mission, aren't you? And Tazuna's like, don't get on my nerves, kid. Remember, I'm the client. The client's always right. And Naruto's like, that doesn't matter with ninjas. And Tazuna's like, whatever. And the third Hokage actually breaks up the fight and says, hey Naruto, stop it. And Kakashi's like, sir, you're drunk. You're not doing this purposely. You're just drunk. Calm down. And yeah, so the next day everyone gets ready to go on the mission, and the mission starts off pretty well. Naruto's on guard and everything, and he doesn't notice the puddle, just saying, because like he's just so happy that he's on a C rank mission, he doesn't pay attention to it. And then once the demon brothers actually attack, Naruto is actually surprised by this and realizes that he should have paid more attention. And Sasuke actually takes care of both of them, and Naruto's like, whoa. And yeah, so they continue until they actually come against Zabuza. And Naruto's like, alright. No, actually, sorry. I meant, of course, Naruto wanted to impress Kakashi as well. And this time he actually felt a presence, and he's like, wait. And he throws a kunai with his seal, of course, with the Uzumaki seal. And a rabbit comes out, and the Sakura says, hey, Naruto, you were going to kill it. And then Naruto says, wait a minute. That rabbit, it was white, wasn't it? And Sakura's like, yeah, so what? And Naruto's like, what season are we in right now? And then Sakura's like, well, we're nearly in summer. And then Naruto's like, exactly, rabbits are not white in summer. And Sakura realizes what Naruto's talking about, and then Sasuke's like, it must be substitution, isn't it, Kakashi Sensei? And Kakashi's like, duck down, everyone. And everyone ducks down except for Naruto. Naruto actually teleports behind Zabuza, and he already has a Rasengan ready. And so Kakashi looks on forward and just saying, here the same thing happened about the Tarzan actually telling them that this is not a C rank mission, it's a higher rank mission. Yeah, same thing happens, and Naruto actually teleported behind Zabuza, which Zabuza was really not expecting, and he actually shoved a Rasengan in Zabuza, but Zabuza was able to substitute himself and actually get his sword, and he's like, stupid brat, that was way too close. That was a technique I've seen from someone else, swinging his sword around. And then Kakashi's like, everyone stand back. This guy is Zabuza, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And yeah, Kakashi's fight begins. And just saying, Naruto wasn't able to mark Zabuza since he didn't really hit him. And what happens here is a bit similar, and then Naruto actually makes up a plan and tells Sasuke to do the same thing, but he still transforms into the Shuriken, and yeah, he throws that kunai, which makes Zabuza actually retreat, dodge, and then Naruto actually teleports to the kunai and is able to throw it again, and Zabuza actually catches it this time. Naruto teleports to it, and he shoves the Rasengan into Zabuza's face. I'll say into Zabuza's arm, and yeah, he is able to mark Zabuza with the contract seal, and then Zabuza actually hits him away so hard, Naruto goes flying, and then Kakashi gets into the fight, and yeah, the fight was pretty similar here. The Zabuza was about to get killed, and then Haku came in saying, "Oh, I'm a missed Anbu. I've been trying to catch Zabuza for so long, but he's just he always gets away, and you guys just made my life much easier. Anyway, thank you. I'll be taking the body back to the village, and we'll be checking it there." And he goes, and Naruto's like, "Hey, Kakashi Sensei, what was that?" And Kakashi's like, "Oh, it was just," and then he collapses, and Naruto's like, "Hey, Kakashi Sensei," and basically, in the end, Kakashi wakes up in Tarzan's place, and he's like, "Where are we?" And then Tarzan explains that they're at his house, and Kakashi's like, "Oh, thank you," and then he explains that Zabuza is still alive, and yeah. The same things happen here. Naruto already knew tree walking and water walking. Just saying, Kakashi and also other Jonins, and especially his mother taught him. And yeah, so he already knew it. And Sasuke was really jealous of this, and he was really jealous that Naruto already knew such a strong technique called the Rasengan, and he really wants to learn it. So he's actually able to master the tree walking in one day, and then he asks Kakashi to teach him a jutsu, and Kakashi is like, "What chakra natures do you have? I know you have fire." And Sasuke is like, "I'm not sure, but is there a way to know?" And Kakashi is like, "Well, you're lucky I have this paper with me. Here, just try to put your chakra in it." And it actually shows that Sasuke has lightning release, and Sakura really doesn't care. She's just watching, and Kakashi is starting to teach Sasuke the Chidori, and Sasuke has. I'll say that the steps are similar to the Rasengan, just that instead of keeping it in one circular ball, that the chakra keeps swirling around it. I'll say that it just has to stay on your hand and around it, so it doesn't just go on a the lightning doesn't just go on a rampage and hit you and your teammates. Yeah, so it's like that, and Sasuke wasn't able to master it, but he mastered the first 2 steps. Now it's just him being able to keep it under control. He's able to summon the lightning, make it like a lightning blade or something similar, and now he's just having trouble to contain it for a longer amount of time. He can contain it for 2 seconds, but that's not enough. to actually hit an opponent, since it takes him like 2 to 4 seconds to make, and I'll say 10 to 15 seconds to make the Chidori, and he needs to get faster and he needs refining. And Kakashi is like, don't use this in a fight, yeah, it's too dangerous, and plus you might hurt yourself trying it, and you have to refine it. But you're nearly there. Once we get back to the village, I'm sure you can master on your own. And while that was happening, Naruto was just training on his own on how to do the flying Raijin much faster and spam it. Yeah, there is a way to go with the flying Raijin much faster. Naruto's speed is actually good, but it over average, that's for sure. But he wants to become even faster than his father, so he keeps training until he's out of chakra, and then he still meets Haku. Haku still tells him that if he has someone precious, he he'll get stronger. And Naruto says, "I have my mother. I want to protect her, and until I die." And Haku's like, "Exactly. That your mother will make you stronger." And Naruto's like, "Alright, thank you. Anyways, I have to go now. Bye." And then he just goes off. And yeah, the next day, Naruto actually wakes up late as usual and actually saves Inari and his mother using the flying Raijin. Yes, he did put a contract seal on them as well, and he teleported to them as soon as he heard the screams with a toast in his mouth. Yes, Inari's mother left the toast for him, and Naruto actually kicked both of them, and then made 2 shadow clones and told them to tie him up while he goes to the battlefield. And then he was going, and what happened is that he saw two yes, a little bit of a plot twist. He saw 2 figures that wore black robes with clouds, red clouds on them, and one of them looked at him with 2 red eyes, and the other one, well, yeah, Naruto. No, I'll say that one of them looked at him, and he was holding a sword on his back. He was carrying a sword, and he was like a shark. And the other one had black hair, black eyes, and he couldn't see the headbands, but he saw a line through it, and Naruto realized they were probably rogue ninjas, so he really didn't want to get into a fight, so he just went and they went on their way. And that was Kisame and Itachi, because you know how they were around around the land of fire, yeah, doing missions to make their name big. Yeah, in the end, that's why they actually went to check up on the Leaf Village. Yeah, so since they had some time and they were near it, so they just went. That's why. And Naruto's like, whoa, they look scary. I could feel the chakra. Uh, that that one especially. He might have looked like the silent type, while the other one was smiling at me, but his chakra was scary. It was like, it was dark, but at the same time it was sad. And Naruto, once he arrived in the battlefield, he really didn't have time to think about that, and he sees Sasuke in the ice mirrors while Kakashi was fighting Zabuza toe to toe with him. They were giving each other blows. No, not that way. Jesus. Anyway, so Naruto's like, can see that Sasuke is actually kind of struggling, and Sasuke was about to use the Chidori, but then he got stabbed once, which actually stopped one of his chakra points, and he's like, oh god damn it, and he pulled it out, and he's like, it will take much longer now. If only someone could cover me. Where's that loser Naruto when you need him? And then a kunai actually flies next to him. Not flies, gets thrown. And then Naruto appears and he's like, hey Sasuke, sorry I'm late. You do your move while then we can do the Rasengan at the same time. And Sasuke's like, but I need some time. And Naruto's like, sure, my one's much faster since I mastered mine. Anyway, be fast. Try your best. And while that happened, Haku was trying to throw needles at Naruto, but Naruto always countered them with kunais. Yeah, so that was happening. And then Sasuke's like, I'm ready now, Naruto. And Naruto's like, alright. And what happened is that Naruto teleported him and both him and Sasuke and destroyed the ice mirrors. I know Naruto could have just teleported them back, but I'll say that Naruto actually wanted to destroy the ice mirrors because he didn't want them to He was sure that there should be a cooldown in such a strong move, and you could tell it was a strong move since when he arrived, Sasuke did a massive fireball jutsu, and still the glass didn't even move. So the Asmir, I mean, he didn't even move. So Naruto knew he had to destroy them. So the caster can't do them again. And yeah, Haku's like, you pests, and then Haku's like, you're going to be one troublesome one. You're the troublesome one. I'm sorry, Naruto. He says Naruto under his breath, and Naruto really didn't hear it, but he knew he could hear something. He could hear his voice, but then his voice went low, and he said something. He couldn't hear the last bit, and Naruto was actually attacked by needles, but of course Sasuke came in the way and was able to stop them, and died, in quotation marks, died. And yeah, Naruto went on a rampage, and the Kurama really didn't want to fight right now, but Naruto was on a rampage, and he had a lot of chakra, but the rage was actually, and Naruto was enraged, and Kurama knew that Naruto wouldn't stand a chance against this guy, because he knows who he really is. It's Haku. He can feel the chakra, and Kurama's like, if he fights like this, he's going to get killed. He's too enraged. He won't be thinking straight. He needs a power boost. So what he does is that he increases Naruto's chakra with his own, and Naruto's chakra turns into a boiling red chakra. Yes, the one tail form of Naruto, not even one tail, it's just a cloak. And yeah, Naruto actually pummels Haku. His speed is way too high, and Naruto breaks Haku's mask and then realizes who he is, and then the Kurama's chakra was not needed anymore since Naruto's not enraged anymore. And it's like, why Haku? And then Haku's like, my precious one is Zabuza. And what happened is that then they both hear the sound of 1,000 birds. It was the Chidori, and Kakashi was about to impale Zabuza, but then Naruto and Haku actually body flickered in front of Zabuza, and then Naruto actually used Flying Raijin. Since he did have a contract seal on Kakashi, he did leave it while Kakashi was sleeping. He just left the contract seal on him in case something happened. And yeah, Naruto was actually able to counter the Chidori with the Rasengan. Yeah, Naruto, even though he was tired, he was able to do one more Rasengan, and he was actually able to nullify the Chidori. He put all the chakra he had to not actually create a massive explosion like what happened in the Valley of the End. Since once Kakashi realized that Naruto was actually trying to stop him, he knew there must have been a reason, and Kakashi lowered the chakra on the Chidori and then just jumped back. And then he's like, why Naruto? And Naruto's like, Haku's my friend and I don't want him to die. And Zabuza's like, brat, why would you do that? Haku's my tool. And then Naruto looks back with the Kurama eyes because he's pissed again. And he's like, Haku loves you, Zabuza. He would even die for you. Why would you call him a tool? And Zabuza's like, of course he's my tool. And then Naruto's like, shut up already. And he's like, and then Naruto's like, you know how much Haku loves you. Why would you say that? And he's like, imagine I wasn't there. Haku would be dead now. Imagine that. Would you be able to do everything alone? Remember last time who saved you? Do you? And yeah, Naruto is actually getting pissed off and was actually going to Rasengan him. And then Haku's like, no Naruto, please. And Naruto gets back to his senses. And Zabuza's like, your words, they hurt more than a blade. They cut deeper than a blade. I'm sorry, Haku. I will never say that again. And then Gatu's men and Gatu appear, and he's like, I was never going to pay you, which actually pisses off Zabuza and Haku, because they nearly died because of that, because of Gatu, since they were doing a job for him. And they actually start attacking Haku on the defense, while Zabuza was on attack and offense. And then Naruto actually collapsed, since he was completely out of chakra now. Since Kakashi's chakra, even though Naruto has a lot of it, Naruto really doesn't know how to use all of it yet. Of course, he still needs a lot of more chakra control training, and Kakashi actually picks up Naruto and takes him back, and he sees Sasuke on the floor, and Sakura's worried about Sasuke, and then Kakashi's like, "Don't worry, not Sakura. Carefully take out all the needles. Sasuke hasn't been killed." A cancel like Haku wouldn't do that. And Sakura is actually relieved and starts carefully taking out all the needles. And by the end of the fight, Gato actually gets killed with a lot of needles and a few slices and dices from Zabuza, and he's in pieces. And Zabuza, and then Haku actually freezes the pieces, and Zabuza kicks them on in the river, and yeah, Gato's gone, and then Naruto actually wakes up, and at the same time, Sasuke wakes up, and Naruto's like, "Hey Haku, would you want to come back to the village with us?" And Haku's like, "It depends on Zabuza," and Zabuza's like, "Anything that'll make you happy, Haku." And yeah, they go back to the village, and of course they stay for a week. Naruto rests up, same as Sasuke, and Naruto thanks Sasuke for saving him. And Sasuke is like, "No problem, bro. Like, you're the one who saved me first. If you didn't come in time, I'd probably be dead." And Naruto's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And they go back to the village, and yeah, so the the bridge builder's happy, everyone's happy, and Kakashi explains what happened in the Land of Ways and actually accepts Haku and Zabuza, since Haku is actually one of Naruto's few friends, and is like, if he kicks Haku out or imprisons him or just executes him, Naruto will be really sad, and he's like, just for the kid, yeah. And plus, since they did, Haku really didn't try to kill anyone, it's fine. And I see that they're loyal to each other, so if we allow them to become Leaf Shinobi, they should be loyal, right? You two. And they're actually really scared of the third Hokage, because remember, the third Hokage was known to be the strongest Hokage. Even at his age, he was still the strongest Kage out of all of them. And yeah, even the Raikage apparently was weaker than the third Hokage. And that says a lot, just saying. Imagine Hiruzen. Okay, maybe the Raikage could destroy Orochimaru, who kinda destroyed the third Hokage, but remember, Orochimaru was still perfecting the reanimation jutsu, and also Hiruzen was just a lot older now. If as even Orochimaru stated that if Hiruzen was just a few years younger, even like, and we don't know how many years he could be saying, maybe 10, maybe 20, or maybe even 2, or maybe 1. If he was like a bit younger, Orochimaru would stand no chance, and he chose the perfect time. He's getting way older now, and the tuning exams just fell on that one fated year. So yeah, the Hiruzen is actually still the strongest Kage, and yeah, so the Zabuza and Haku become Leaf Shinobi, and Naruto's really happy about this. And of course, once Kushina hears about the news about Naruto being back and what went down in the Land of Waves, she rushes to Naruto and hugs him and says, "My baby, are you okay?" And Naruto's like, "Mom, you're embarrassing me." And Haku laughs at this, and Zabuza just smiles and says, "Your kid's really strong. You raised him well, miss." And and Kushina's like, "Oh, thank you, and may I know who you guys are?" And Haku introduces himself, and then Zabuza says, "Oh yeah, my name is Zabuza, and yeah, when you leave Shinobi." And yeah, Kushina accepted them real fast, because she found Haku really friendly, and Zabuza, even though he didn't look any friendly, he was actually really polite and everything, since Zabuza wants to change right now. This is all for Haku. Yeah, so Naruto actually asks Haku, can he train him a bit, since Haku is really strong, and Haku has both two chakra natures that Naruto possesses as well, wind and water. I mean, wind and water, yeah. And Haku's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll train you whenever I get the time. And then the Hokage actually assigns Haku and Zabuza. Haku as I'll say he gets assigned as a Chunin, and Zabuza as a Jonin, since Zabuza could put up a fight against Kakashi, not win, but put up an alright fight, but still lose. He's probably like the third strongest Jonin in the village now, since it's Guy, Kakashi, and then Zabuza. And just saying, Kakashi even stated that out of all the Jonin, he's the strongest, and maybe Might Guy is just a bit ahead of him. But remember, if Might Guy goes into Night Guy mode, hey bro, hey, no, I don't think Kami could even stop Guy. Because remember, Guy was so fast, even Jubi absorbed Madara, Tento's Jinchuriki barely kept up with him. Sometimes he couldn't even keep up. Yeah, so that happened, and I covered the whole of the Land of Waves arc. I hope you all enjoyed. This is going to be the end. I will be covering the tuning exams in the next part. Hope you all enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, share. Also subscribe to Retreat and Miniman123. Also follow me on follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server. Link in the description below. All in the description below. And this was the King of Weebs here. Please take care, stay safe, and peace.